What's up, what's up? Welcome back. So, today's stream, we got Elon's Twitter pulled up. There's nothing going on here that I don't need to not be showing off, right? This is my Twitter. I know you're probably thinking, Don, how do you get through all those notifications? I got a way to do it, okay? It's a workflow. But so Elon tweeted, right in the midst of all this noise, should I step down as head of Twitter? I will abide by the results of this poll. I don't know how many people actually believe these polls. He's done some of these polls before in the past, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, but I also know how easy it is to create bots. I mean, you're the owner. You can make a bot say whatever you want, and then make it look. I would know every loophole. You know, if I was the owner of Twitter, I could see all the code. And I know sooner or later someone might call me out. Let's say worst case scenario, all of a sudden the SEC is coming after me. What could they find? I would know every loophole. I would know how to hide. I would know how to say, hey, those weren't bots, 100% bots. I would know exactly how to make those look like those weren't bots. Everyone said yes, so I stepped down. I listened to the people. I kind of see this both ways. Should he step down as head of Twitter? So if you guys don't know this, Elon is not cash rich. He might be, actually. As a matter of fact, he sold billions worth of Tesla. We're assuming that is to fund Twitter right now. As we look at Tesla stock, I know a lot of you guys think it's all this Tesla noise. Tesla noise, that's why Tesla stock is down. And before we get into this stream, let me tell you something real quick. The stock market works with buyers and sellers. It's kind of like an online auction. The more buyers there are, it goes up. The more sellers there are, it goes down. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but Elon's not focused on Tesla, and that's why it's going down. In fact, Elon is selling all his Tesla shares, and that's why it's going down. Not because he's tweeted something. It's not because he's at Twitter. I'm sure. So when you got someone selling billions worth, that's a giant red candle on that chart. So then you got people that are just kind of going with the trend. People maybe following the hype. There's a lot of other reasons why people would jump in with it. So it's not any tin foil hat. It's not anything like that. Like, no, these giant whales are shorting. It must be Bill Gates. The person who's selling the most Tesla is Elon. It's kind of like an online auction. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what it is. It is. So it would be cool. I think Elon, anyway, he's not cash rich. Most of his value is in shares. So he used those to borrow again. Sometimes you just need cash. So he was selling his shares to pay for things. And he's definitely feeling it. He went from the richest man in the world to still way richer than I am. So I imagine his life didn't change much. But I'm sure he's feeling it. And if a lot of this noise, shutting this down and saying, hey, I found a new CEO for Twitter, there might be some investors that get excited about that and jump back in. There's been plenty of noise about this. Like, I don't know why. I'm sure someone out there did, but not everybody's smart. You guys know that. You've seen the other YouTubers. I don't know if I can even say it with a straight face. I'm going to sell Tesla stock because he's on Twitter. I don't know. But yeah, maybe those people will come back. Maybe he's just tired of jacking with it. Elon, I don't think, wanted to be CEO of Twitter for very long. I know he's already talked about having a replacement, which I do think would be cool. So hopefully these bots, it's already said in the comments right here, Jake says he already has his replacement. He's just waiting for the poll to say yes. Yeah, I think so. Or to spin it the other way, if the poll says no, he uses that to appease the Tesla investors. Like, hey, I got to follow my people. I will do this shortly, but not right now. So we have 11 hours left. Right now we're about 3 million votes. Get your votes in, people. You got to challenge those bots, or they're going to take over the world. But let's talk about stocks. Let's talk about Tesla. So, real quick, futures, that part did open up green. Let's talk about Tesla real quick. 149. Now, on Don Fron Trading, I did draw out the expected moves, and right now we're pricing in. We hit this zone. Or we, best case scenario, if we don't go 2 standard deviations, we hit last week's midpoint. It's Lex Friedman. That's who he wants to replace him. What's up, everybody? I don't know much. I honestly don't know much about that guy. I really don't. The two CEOs I probably even know the most, I guess, former. Bezos I knew quite a bit about. Then Ford and Tesla CEOs. That's it. I don't really know much about Lex. The visuals of this, not so great. That being said, talk about Tesla. I am buying some more in this zone. I don't know how much. I just know this is my zone. My next, I'm going to buy their rain or shine. I'm not a big fan of just buying things when they go down. I know investors love to say stuff like that, but I'd rather just let it go down and then buy. It's a weird concept, I know. And if you try it, you might even find you like it. Like, some people will love to say, I bought Tattooed Chef because cauliflower pizza. It's about the valuation, and you should believe harder if it doesn't go up. And then it keeps going down, so you just find more and more excuses. I'd rather just be the guy that's like, well, it's going down. More red candles than green. Why would I buy it now? Whoa, why not? I just let that keep going? What is it going to just turn around and then I buy it a couple bucks higher on a $200, $300 stock? That would mean jack to me. I know some of you guys have this crippling fear that if you don't buy this now, it's going to gap open tomorrow at all-time highs. And you miss out on the trade of the century. And while that very well could be, I've never seen that happen. Never say never. But, gosh, can you imagine? I'd just be rich if that did happen. That'd be amazing. But, you know it's not. Normally, the brighter the zone, the more we buy. We getting it? We are. U.S. You about to say I suck? I know. But anyway, the next rain or shine event where I'm buying no matter what. So purple's a weekly zone, so I like that. Just looking at the weekly chart. I did like that level. Next after that would be $60. I know there's going to be the psychological level of 100 everyone talks about. There's kind of a zone right here at 95, and that's cool. You know, if it hit that and started to bounce and like reversal, I probably would buy things. I'll buy some at the reversal. But if I'm going to just jump on the tracks and say I'm buying here, it's this zone and then this zone. I got gambling money. What's our options play for Monday? Tesla's still going bearish. I will literally never give a call out like that. I cannot tell you guys what to do with your money. Quite frankly, I don't care what you do with your money. If it's a stupid decision, then leave me out of it. I like having these conversations with people. I talk about the plays I'm doing, but that's all I can talk about is this is what I'm doing. And that's that. So that is financial advice. And the last thing I'd want you to do is go gamble something and then lose. That would suck. I'd rather take 1,000,000 base hits than try to gamble and get that one home run. I'd probably be, well, I've seen it. I'd still have more money. Tesla's down basically exactly the same percent it dropped in 2020. 65%. Look how tiny this little move looks, though. You're like, remember how serious the Rona crash was? Meltdown. Chaos. Is the stock market even going to be open? We have just overshadowed that. Oh, dang, I missed it. You still buying? You're down big, right? Are you, hang on. Are you paying attention? Are you listening? Am I down big? Now, I don't know what your IQ needs to be to put this together, but I'll try to connect some dots for you. My average price, right here. Right, so 200. Well, it's a little shy of 200. But now, get your calculator out, because I don't think math for you is that easy. 200. Let's say you own something at 200, and it is now trading for 149. Someone help me out here with that. Would you assume I'm up or down? Just a quick question for the people that can't figure it out. To answer your question, yeah, I'm down. Down big? No, that's stupid. It only took a couple comments for me to remember who that was. He sounds kind of dumb. But I can show you why I'm down. Why I don't get as down as much others. So now I have my main account, and then I have the TOS account. So that's why when you guys see like positions like this, you'll see positions on the board. I don't really like showing this stuff off, but so I'm in like a December 30th. We should be the 170 call. So if you look at that call right now, it's at 150. Well, $1.50 is 150 bucks. A normal person would be down. No, I'm still down. Do the math. Just down less. So this is that call. I haven't finished out because I haven't closed that position yet. So I collected $446. Right now that contract is $1.50. So we're about to add $3 onto this, take that down to like the 183 mark. But I collect rent on it. If I own 100 shares of it and it's in my investment account, I do sell options on it. But yeah, when it comes to my investment account, yeah, what investor's up right now? Like that's kind of like, have you seen the stock market? Have you been around? Maybe is it not your first day? It's not your first day because I've seen you in previous YouTube videos. So I'm gonna try to spell it out real simple for you. Yeah, I'm down. That was down. You are correct. In fact, down. Yeah. Is that clear? Did I answer it clear enough for you? But per 100 shares, since I started tracking it, by the way, this is a month in. Since I started tracking this, I thought it'd be fun to do something with my mentorship group, so that's why this is new. This is my actual average price for my main account. It's just a tad bit less. Call it close enough. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll say every one of my shares is 200 bucks. I like to keep the math simple for you guys if you can't keep up. So for every 100 shares, we're about 1,200 bucks collected. It'll be 15 once I close this other one out. But that's what I like to do, so it kind of helps ease things up. Typically, I take that premium, the money I take, and I put more shares in. So when you hear me say, like, I buy more shares when it gets to these levels, that's where I get the money from. What do I think about energy plays? Too late for 2023? It's a game of hot potato. I don't. Is energy still up? I'm actually not a fan. If anything, I'd rather be short. Hershey is one of the most solid stocks ever. I don't think I've ever traded that one. I know we've talked about it before. Was that Santa rally only for the Bears this year? Well, Santa hasn't come yet. Now, I don't know. I've gone over this before on streams, too. Santa Claus, for me, he comes at the end of the year. I know a lot of you guys, he comes in October, sometimes in November. Maybe you guys hang out with him on Thanksgiving. Sounds like you guys have just a banging time. Santa, for me, comes at the end of the year. We're not there yet. Next week. And yeah, I do think Santa's coming with puts in the bag this year. Oil is the new Tesla. I don't think so. I was actually looking for a spike in oil, and actually it wasn't. Who's in my mentorship group? Was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. It was this week right here. I had sold some oil puts, and it just blasted right below, so that was ridiculous. No, it was that last week. Just to F with everyone's emotions, they run up oil and gold. Let's see, gold. I'm looking out for a gold play soon. You're in all types of energy. I'd be careful with that. I would. Anyway, let's kick off the stream. I just can't get over the guy's comment. You still buying? You still paying attention? Because I spell it out for you. The cool thing about my videos is they're all still up, so you can go watch them if you're really that curious. Tesla even got its own like Tesla Tuesday. You still see Santa coming with puts with all the down. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Let's get into the normal stream. As far as the dollar, I'm short the dollar right now, so I'm short the U.S. CAD, and that's only because I'm in the position. It's red. In fact, so I do what's called like management mode. It never got outside my stop, So typically in management mode, like, so I have an entry and a stop loss. Now, if something gaps below, I'd call it management mode. So no new lows. I'm not going to emotionally sell it at the open, but I'm going to put my stop there. No new lows. It goes up, and I'll just keep trailing. Hopefully, I gain some back. Very few times have I just given it or got it all back and then went into a green trade. A lot of times I'm just losing a little bit less. So down the dollar right now, it's selling off, so I'm less red. But kind of treating it as management mode because I think we might be pushing up on the dollar here. So as far as that goes, as long as this remains red, I will still remain short the dollar. But once that tags out, I will be going long the dollar. So let's get off the weekly. No, so that probably explains it a little bit better. I'm thinking best case scenario, we probably do put in a higher low on the turnaround. It'd be cool if it would just make some kind of double bottom. I'd make a lot of money there. But other than that, I think we're about to turn this ship around. I feel like Santa is crashing the sleigh this year in Alaska somewhere and disappears for a few years. Hey, Santa comes every year, right? Some of you guys just assume Santa comes with green candles. All kinds of things you can buy in the stock market, like puts and bear ETFs. Let's not discriminate against those. They need a good Christmas. No real sense talking about Bitcoin. There it is. It's doing nothing. If you followed me for a while, Bitcoin, the only thing it did is just playing the back and forth game. I drew both of these boxes before these moves happened. I tell you guys to stick around, but then people like the other guys show up and they don't pay attention. You're down big, right? Sorry, I'm not going to get over that. Quite frankly, because somebody else made a video about Meet Kevin being down $10 million in Tesla. I think those are some of the dumbest videos you could probably ever make. I know they get clicks and everything, but what does the person being down have to do with you? And more importantly, what are you down? What are you doing? Because you don't pay my bills and I don't pay yours. So even me coming on here and talking about this, if you're not taking away from what I'm saying and that's impacting your thought process or what you're doing, then what are you even doing here? What are you following anyone for if it's not a positive impact? So I wouldn't care if me Kevin's up 50 million or down 50 million in Tesla. What have you seen in your growth from watching that person? That's the report card you need to focus on, not anyone's individual positions. Because then you take stuff out of context. Because like Tesla, I'll be in for the next 10 years. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. I'm not going to really take credit for either one. Now, if you're stupid, you'll probably focus on just that one little bit. And I imagine the person just showed up is rather stupid. He's probably got the IQ of a paperclip. You know, he probably walks by his thermostat and thinks, "Ha, you got me today, but tomorrow my IQ will be bigger." You know, depending if it's hot or cold outside. I've never rivaled my thermostat. I keep my temperature like 69, 70 degrees. Don, you indirectly pay my bills? I hope so. I hope to have a positive impact. Let's rock and roll. Shorting is just not much of a thrill as buying at Christmas for some reason. Making money is a thrill. I don't get stuck on any bias. If the direction's up, let's go. Let's buy some stuff. If it's down, what are we doing? We're shorting stuff. Or are we looking for some knives to catch? I definitely like to jump on some railroad tracks. Anyway, we've made enough. We've made fun of it stupid enough for today. Let's go. Doesn't feel very festive, like to burn to the ground. Listen, the Grinch would always be mean if he never got anything. We got to give him something too. As far as the Russell goes, a little bit of a baby green candle. Of all of them, Russell needs to get above this blue zone to even talk about buying things. If anything, that almost looks like a short entry. It's going to be a lot clearer. As far as tech and the S&P goes, they will be a little bit clearer of a signal. The Russell in general, kind of doing its own thing, but it really did just kind of make this nice little trend up, and it based out, and we're headed south. So I can tell you right now, I'm looking for a lower high on all three markets. So if you don't want to stick around any further, I'm going short. Hope tomorrow's green, but my view is I'll make some money in my long positions. I'm in SPY puts. They'll be red. But I'm only looking to add on. The Grinch is green. Santa is red. There's a joke there somewhere, but Santa's Close is telling you everything this year. Man, I don't know. I'm going to put my alert right here. If the Russell makes it that far, that's where I'm going to go short. I'm going to be kind of picky on that one. As far as your expected moves go, we got them drawn out right here, so yikes. Guess that's why I'm shorting, because people like me feeling festive shouldn't be feeling anything. This is all like, have you noticed every video you've seen of mine, these candles have been red and green? I imagine they're going to stay that way. It's been Christmas colors forever. Don't worry about. I wouldn't worry about your feelings. Feeling festive. As far as tech goes, wow, there's a lot of noise on this chart. I was gonna go short these. I don't think we're getting there, so I'm gonna remove these alerts. Man, look how picky I was. We wicked right here. My alert was right there. That sucks. There's so much crap on these charts. Hang on. Keep the stupid trend line there. That is such a big zone. Hang on. I feel like we could probably fine-tune this a little bit and get picky. Yeah, I'm only going to look for buy orders at the bottom half of this from now on. We've already hit that, so I'm not going to get into zone freshness and how that pans out. I don't usually change zones a lot, but there's no need to just be jumping in buy orders at the top. So not really looking to take type 1s. I'll be picking and take these because if it hits that, I would expect a lower high anyway, so there might be a decent bounce there. For now, so we based out. Rallied and we based. Anyway, we talked about being bullish because the bulls are still in control. Everything we talked about last week, the past few weeks, a couple weeks actually, was we pushed up, we went sideways. Bulls just catching their breath. Bears could lucky to even show up to the party. And then right here we jumped up, thought we were going, faked everybody out. Now we're headed south. But we went south and we broke this. So we were setting up for a fake out or a trend change. And so tomorrow, if we're not so green, I'm calling it a fake out. I'm just looking for a short entry because we officially just got below that, signaling out of this base. There's only so many ways this market can go, right? And then, I'll tell you right now, it's up or down. If someone's going to say sideways, because here it is going sideways, it eventually picks a direction, up or down. And it looks like we just picked the down direction. So hopefully it gets green for maybe Monday, Tuesday, and everyone's going to talk about the Santa Claus rally, and then everyone just sells into that. Smokes them. Sorry, Mary Kai, for the Santa Claus rally. I hope that pans out. Anyway, that's why I'm getting ahead. I got a jump start on the short position just in case we melted off. If you were in my mentorship group last week, I had a couple short positions, but I really couldn't just lean into it because we'd already been short. I was kind of waiting for a pop up. So I feel like I missed a whole week. So right now, wanted to at least jump on that train because we got below this, which is why I'm in SPY puts and SPXS. But again, any green, I'm looking to probably short. Our bullish thesis was wrong. Yeah, it was. You were long until Friday. Yeah, I had that same bullish bias, and then it just sucked. But anyway, the difference, I don't know if there's a difference here. Imagine still being bullish after seeing this. Like last week we talked about being bullish. I had a good reason for it. Reason's gone. Why would you still be bullish? And if you don't have an answer for that, then it sounds like you probably shouldn't be long some things. If you have an answer to that, then I would question why is that your answer? Because a lot of people love it when they're down to just give you a whole bunch of excuses. Like, oh, because of this or because of that. And it's usually just crap because they're down. They're looking up reasons to get themselves to sleep at night. As far as the Qs go, not looking good. Even the market makers, even options are pricing in a lower low. Hi, John. You are aware my name's Don, right? Jason on the other side of the keyboard. I can beat John for you. John says hello, Pips catcher. Hope for a huge green to sell out some calls and go the other way. Yeah. John. All right, so as far as the S&P goes, going short here, and I'm also going short right here. So if the other guy's still watching, I can save you from your stupid question of, you went short, you're down big, right? First of all, if you're new here, I would go watch so I have a playlist called How to Trade. There's a reason why I don't get down big. And it's not because I'm just like a YouTuber that doesn't talk about losses. It's because I'm not stupid. Gosh, this is really hard to be politically correct. I'm not stupid. The reason I don't get down big is it's very simple. Capital allocation. I'm not putting my whole butt on the line just to lose it. If you've ever taken huge losses, it has nothing to do with that ticker. It has everything to do with you in the beginning knowing nothing about risk management, how much money you have in something. I remember one day I lost quite a bit. It was very beginning. It was in the Forex market. And I think it was either the British pound or the US dollar. I'm in multiple pairs of the same thing. I'm thinking I'm diversified as. And then that one currency, I can't remember if I was long or short, but it goes against me. And all of my trades were red. I was like, oh, shoot. Not a good day. I was like, man, not doing that again. And I'm a big fan of once I lose once, I don't like doing that again. I'm one of those weird guys. Learn from the mistakes. So I don't put my whole account on stuff for that very simple reason, which is why you'll never hear me say, I'm down big. Big to you, yes, because my account's probably a lot bigger than your account. Just specifically to the person making that comment. Big to anyone else percentage-wise? No, I'm not. So when it comes to this, first of all, on that playlist, there's one video I want you guys to watch, 1% stop loss the correct way. That tells you how to deal with risk management. I don't care if you want to risk 1%. Whatever the number is you're willing to risk, you put that number in the equation. That's that. Then I have another one called perfect entry types. So type 1, type 2, type 3 is how I enter things. I will enter this whole zone as a type 1. Basically, this is going to be one giant zone for me. Type 1 here, type 2 here. I'm wrong if it gets above this gray zone. That's how much wiggle room I'm going to give this. So I'm going to grab a little here, grab a little more here. I'm going to swing that whole position down, and it's going to be a green trade, or B, it's a red trade, and I'm out. That's that. Something I'm going to start saying a lot more, and if you've been here for a while, you've already heard this rant a few times. There is no such thing as managing a red position. I bet you even use a stop loss, you loser. I do, it's weird. Okay. You take a trade, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. If it goes down, it hits your stop loss, you lose your money. That's that. That's literally it. There's no jumping on Twitter to find out what's the bullish reasons, what's the catalyst. There's nothing. Don't go YouTubing. Oh, what's Tesla's next target? Some of you guys are down at Tesla, and I can see it in the comments. What's next? Who knows what's next? Looks like it's going down. Who cares? There's no such thing as managing red. You get out. The only thing that needs management is green, because you want to suck every dollar you can out of that green trade. Don't be stupid and say something dumb like you can't go broke locking in profits and lock in $3. You brilliant Warren Buffett Jr. And then bag hold something down 4,000. We're not going to be here very much longer, so that's fine. Anyway, that's the game plan. Short there, short a little bit more. Now here's the trick. All of that is planned out before I ever click the buy button. So I know how much I'm going to lose. I don't know how much I'm going to win because I hope best case scenario. I hope every one of my trades makes $1 million. So far I haven't had one trade make that much. Those pesky stop losses, when they get in the green, they get in the way. Otherwise I'd probably be up $1 million on everything, I assume. If AMC can go to 100,000, my positions can go to $1 million. So Matt in my Discord chat saying, what made you change your thesis when I said I'm about to be long the dollar? Nothing's changed. Just got to watch all the videos. I'll answer that for you right now. I think the dollar is about to do something like this. You've heard me say this before. I know you have. This right here. I think the dollar is going to see some chop and then break down. So I think we're about to just kick something off like this. So that's why I'm thinking this might be our first setup. And once we establish that range around here, I'm going hard in the paint. You're going to confuse me with risk management here in a little bit. If it sets up, not saying it does, but if it does set up like this, I will get more confident each time, setting myself up for a pretty decent loss when it just tricks you and takes that out or breaks down. I do make $1 million. What do I think of gold? This will affect gold. Gold gets its value from the dominant currency, which is still the dollar, right? The dollar doesn't change. It's always $1. Everything, all the other currencies bounce around against it. But that being said, as the dollar pushes up, this will really confuse everybody. As this dollar index pushes up, gold will go down. And as it sells off, gold will go up. Some people think gold's about to really send it and the dollar could break this. It very well could. But I think as we push up here, if you like that trade, as the dollar pushes, I'm going to trade the dollar directly. But there's things you can do. People will hedge the dollar with Bitcoin and gold. Now there's gold futures, there's gold ETFs, there's Bitcoin futures. No Bitcoin ETF though. Those are very watered down ways to play the dollar, I think. But I do think gold, if anything, if I'm right, dollar pushes up, comes back down, you'll see gold sink and then come back up. So hopefully we start crowning this out so gold comes down here and then pushes it up. As it stands right now, still more green candles than red, so it looks like gold's trending up. If it broke that zone, though, I would think I was right. Institutions loaded on PayPal Friday. Going in on a close out of the money call. Close out of the money call. Good luck out there, guys. Bullish Monday, then it's a guessing game. Hang on a second. Let me pull up my chat real quick. So they went in. Hang on. Let's do flow. Ticker PYPL. Send it. Let's do premium. Anything over 1 million? So this is actually my private Discord. So that should be the PayPal link on that one. So the only thing they did was they went in on some puts. What'd they buy? They bought some January 19th and everything January 20th. How many did they buy? Premium, so 2 million. So that's at the ask. So they sold some of those. No big deal. Just bought 24 million in puts. 10 million in puts. 11 million in puts. Another 19 million in puts. What are these? Blocks? Are you sure? That's a lot in puts. So as we're breaking this down, so you see like a little B and an A. That's at the bid and the ask. So if you want to sell something, you're at the bid. So they sold these puts, and you can see here that they sold 19 million. They probably bought 19 million. But then there's at the ask. If you want to buy, someone's willing to sell right there. So depending on when you want that order to fill, we'll tell you everything you need to know right there. Jake says hi, YouTube. That is the admin. Let's do one more just for fun because I want to see what Tesla's at. So what I'm doing, there's a whole bunch of options, and it will show you all the options. But the only thing I want to see is if it's over 1 million or higher on that order. So that's why I'm just kind of limiting it down. These guys, I hate every one of these guys that's filling puts right now on Tesla. Hopefully your computer's faster than mine. So see where I live. I'm down so big on Tesla, I had to revert back to dial-up. Look at all these puts being sold. Tell me we're getting a green day in Tesla. We're going to ignore that one at the bottom. What'd they buy? Close at the bell. January 20th. 366 strike. Oh, so that's deep in the money. Puts. That's synthetic short position if they actually bought that. Or if they bought to close those. That could have very well been that. Be careful trying to copy this data, because right here you see a here's the strike price they had, so and it got affected after split, so they were in these for a while. So the time they made this order test was at 150.82, and they bought this many puts. I wonder if they would have. We don't know if they bought to close, or bought to buy to close, or buy to open. That'd be the biggest red position they bought to close that. I'm gonna ignore all these red. Let's just talk about what they all the ones they sold. Gosh, 10 million. I hate every one of these guys. Anyway, if you are, the color of the premium block is color coded for bullish or bearish. I never picked up on that. Oh, we just look at the B and the A. I actually never. Thank you for that, Jake. So anyway, if you are a member of my group, don't forget you guys do have that. I have it in a different chat. Use bot commands for that. Just type in /flow and start clicking on the options. It'll tell you. That'd be nice for gold. I don't understand Forex. Do you think it's better to stay in stocks? It's a completely different asset class. I have a video going over asset classes. And just that. No, Forex, or not Forex. Stocks are turtles. It's what newbies are into, to be honest. I wasn't even really into stocks until like LPP when I was helping out Ricky and everyone else was in stocks. Really, Forex was where I was at. But since I was watching the dollar and all that, it was kind of cool to trade stocks like JNUG and JDST. But other than that, stocks are kind of lame. You got to spend a bunch. There's PDT rules if you're under 25,000. There's much better ways to do things. If you haven't figured out stocks though, good luck on everything else. All the other ones like Forex, futures, options, those are all leveraged instruments. So stay in the little retail world of stocks and shares until you get that figured out. But no, shares move like turtles. Forex makes you a trader. Forex will let you know if you're a trader. That is where banks go to manipulate other banks. So if you think you're trading off an indicator, whatever thesis you have on your ticker, good luck taking that into the Forex world, because you'll find out just how stupid that likely is. Want to hear a pro's opinion? You're trying to like, hey Don, test systems. No. Well, what happened here? You pull up Spiral? Hang on one second. Oh, hang on. Someone in my group is pulling this up. Hey, so go flow, type your ticker, then click premium and change it, because who cares about somebody buying $14,000 on the S&P? I'll fire that off just out of boredom. Like that's no one's moving crap with that. If it's not even under if it's under 500,000, I don't think I'd even pay attention to it. As far as this goes, why did it shoot up like this? Some stupid PR, you're assuming? I don't know. What Aero Test Systems? I've heard someone's working with them now. Didn't we just go over this not too long ago? Forex seems to be where it's at, but no one talks about it. I talk about it. What questions do you have? Be careful with Forex, because that's where scams used to live before crypto. A lot of scams out there. You're short. Their market cap overvalued in your opinion, and I think they profited like 6 million. Stocks overvalued. If I was short, I wouldn't want to break above 28 bucks, just in case that momentum continues. You don't want to just get buried into this thing. But yeah, as far as that looks, the fact that it's even flattening out, lower high would be a decent short. Getting below that, if I was long, my stop would be 21.85. Anything below that, I think it would be a short position. You do have earnings around the corner, it looks like. January 5th. I wouldn't want to get caught with my pants down in that. Like, so when you have earnings coming up, when you have news coming up, you have an active position right now, you have two options. Delete your stop, and I'll see you on the other side, which means you're rolling that dice. So bend over and I guess bite the pillow just in case. Or you close your position and you just get back in if you still agree with the play. You have an average of 25, then there's absolutely no way I would roll that into an earnings gamble. I would put my stop in the green right now if I was in this position. I don't really care what you do with yours. Again, I am not doing this financial advice crap. We're not doing that. My stop would be 24.35. All their little earning E's are green. Yeah, it's caused some decent momentum. I feel like someone should probably Google this. They're working with somebody. I think I remember talking about. I think Brad was talking about this one from Own the Chaos. Something about a company working with them, or they partnered or bought, and it's not a buyout. Buyouts typically just jump to that price and go sideways. Someone's asking my chat real quick. So when you saw that, we can pull this up. So AA is above the ask, and BB is below the bid. So get me in that position now. Because remember, the bid, someone says, I will buy it right now. The ask, I will sell it right here. That's everyone's price. So you want that position to fill, lickety-split right now, you're going to one of those. If you want to buy it, you're buying it at the ask. If you want to sell it, you're going to the bid. A lot of hype about Google lately. I've had a few questions about it, at least. Man, what do you guys think about this? If tech heads south, how much further do you guys think Google has to go? It's bright yellow, because that's where I think that's the absolute bottom. I didn't want to admit it for the longest time, but maybe. What time is it? Ooh, all right. So we got 15 more minutes. Let's roll. 15 more minutes till I got to go to my mentorship group. So what tickers you guys want me to break down for you guys? Screw Google. All my homies hate Google. Sincerely, a mad investor. But Jake, had you not taken 3 weeks off, where would you be at? By the way, did you see my update? Okay, so Jake's in my group. So we're actually in Google Leaps. Now he's selling options against his Leaps. So poor man covered call. We're in the same ones. The one I chose to get aggressive with was Tesla. You said you want it free by I forget your month, but I noticed I'm about $1 a line. So my other video, by the time we get here, I know we gotta scroll down a little bit. 0. My Tesla share should be free by the time we get to here. That is my goal, saved and locked in. No, yeah, thank you for liking that. But I mean, like, what was your mapped out? This is when your Google Leap should be free. What we're talking about free is we've collected enough premium that it actually pays for the position. So net, it's a 0 minus taxes. If you want to take a little bit further, you got to double that up to pay for taxes. Snap! Wow. How many weeks is that? Oh, I don't know. So far that was a month in there. It was 15 lines. We're about a month in. It'll be easier on the downturn if we trend up. I was gonna try to keep it $1 a line. If Tesla starts trending up, that'll slow that down a lot. So I'll have to get aggressive in the meantime. As far as Snap goes, hang on. What am I? Stock MVP. I want to try this out. So Tom Nash has this new software. Let's break it down. Here's Tesla. Let's go to the Hang on, was it? Let's get a little feel for this real quick. Financials. That's okay. Elon selling. DCF. No, where's my is it analyst page? I want to see the breakdowns of everything. Where they're making. Okay, here we go. So total revenue, how much they're making, net income. You do have to pay for this. If you guys have any questions, I can always break something down for you guys on this. So Tesla, obviously on the up and up. Let's see what Snap's at. So many investors are in Snap. Hopefully that added that. There we go. Just kidding. How is Snap-on not the most expensive thing out there? You guys ever visited a Snap-on truck? How much is that wrench? Just know it's $1 million. You emailed me at Don Front Show, but it returned back. You can message me on Discord. That'd be the fastest way. There's a free Discord link down below. You can ask people in the chat. I really don't like answering questions. Like the mentorship's the Patreon, so it's daily streams. And then I talk about plays, talk about my ideas. That's it. Obviously, I'm biased to myself, so I actually prefer everyone just ask everyone else. Ask all the other students because they were in your shoes at one point. Ask how they would like it. They'll give you an honest opinion. Snap is so overrated. So right now, we're losing money. So we're not just green across the board. Net income's going down. All right, that's understandable. Ad revenue. Cash flow's going up. Let's do Insider. I use no-name ratchets. I have a Snap-on, and they feel really solid, but I wouldn't pay for the name. I have multiple toolboxes, but I have a red toolbox, and you guys need to borrow this. That's all I'll let you borrow those toolbox. Someone says, hey, you got a screwdriver, hey, you got this. I go to that toolbox, because if it never comes back, I will still try to get it back. But if it never comes back, it's those. Snap-on's not in there. All right, so we got 55% held by institutions. Another 10% held by investors. 35% by retail. All right. Institutional ownership. I think Tom showed this off the other day on I think it was Google. He talked about how insiders have been selling and taking profit. Insiders have probably... I thought he had a ramp down on his. Maybe something else. As far as ramping down, like, of course, this crash wasn't hard to see coming. Hardships next year, also not hard to see coming. So that's management. That's just active management on a lot of people's parts. So I don't think it's a mass exodus. I don't know how awesome that chart would be other than just kind of confirm that, hey, some people were selling. I would caution using this one. Unless somebody gives me a good case. To say, hey, institutions are selling. You know, why are you... you should be selling too. Let's go Insider. 75% held by institutional investors. Still. Man, time to double down on Meta. I don't own Snap-on. Buddy does and lets me use it. They feel really heavy and smooth. I've watched some Donut Media videos breaking down Snap-on drills. Not impressed. Wrenches, screwdrivers, the solid stuff. I do like Snap-on stuff. Okay, so as far as Snap, what was your question on that? Let's see, Snap. Oh, you want to invest in that? Well, the cool thing about this is you're only risking $8.50 per share. And that's how I would look at that. I would be, as far as my investment account goes, I would be careful on this one. Nothing I'd have a whole lot of capital into, but it's one of those that wins or it doesn't. So you can spend a lot less and make the same if this does start to take off. And that's what I like about, I would call this like a little wiry one. Like it does good. Chart snap, I want to see your levels. Here we are. There they are. In all their glory. Screenshot this. Right now that bottom level is 785 to 830. Fundamentally, is it a good price right now? I don't know. I would really probably have to do a deep dive into that. They're losing money right now, but a lot of ad revenue is going down. Snap's kind of like Snap comes up with everything, and then everyone else copies it. So they always seem to be ahead on things, but then someone else just takes it. What's up, JC? I think Weeble has similar analysis to Tom's app. It's been a while since I've been on Weeble. I don't know. As long as you have in there a 10 millimeter, I've got 1,000 10 millimeters. And 7. Joseph just says, no. Ganesh, as far as email goes, could you reach out to me on Discord? As far as fundamentally, I would just say how much, what's my risk? I like to risk how much per share would I lose, and that's why I said I would give this $8.50. As far as Snap goes, I wouldn't worry about stopping out in a Snap position. It either makes money or I lose $8.47 per share. That's kind of how I would do it. And that's how I would base my risk. If I only wanted to risk $850, I would only buy 100 shares. And that's it. Social media stocks are still facing headwinds. They will, yeah, until probably at least next year. Best case scenario. Santa rally is 50-50, but I'm leaning towards no Santa rally. The Santa rally is happening, right? You guys, I want you guys to do this. It sounds cheesy, but just do this. There's a coin on my desk, just so I can use this as an example. Heads and tails. Santa Claus rally in calls. Santa Claus rally in puts. There will always be a rally, though. It just didn't pump up the BS you were buying, that's all. It's going to pump something up. And even then, so we went over the actual definition. Last 5 or 6 days of the year plus 2 days into the next year, 75%. Stocks were up 1%. Banging. Imagine spending all year worried about that. Ad spending has tanked. It has. A lot of disposable income's gone away. So fundamentally, a lot of people are saving their money. They're stacking up credit card debt as well. So they don't really care about that ad showing up. They're not clicking on it. So why would you? Why would you save that money, protect your company in general? Hunker down, ride this next storm out. We know the feds are going to just knock this thing into the dirt. So what are you doing? Why not? When it's time to spend, companies will strike when the iron's hot. Right now, that's not the case. So stocks like that fundamentally will suffer. So the question is, do you want to front run that risk and buy before everyone else? Like Warren said, and all the investors love sharing Warren Buffett memes. Be fearful when everyone's greedy, but be greedy when everyone's fearful. You use that excuse and you buy up all the crap you want. Would still make sure it's within reason and manage risk. But that's the time to make that decision. Hey, they're down. Meta's got the brakes beat off of it. You want to ask me if I'm down big? Meta sucks. Meta I'm down. If it wasn't for selling calls on Meta, I'd still be hurting. But when the money flows back in, which one do you think it's going to flow back into first? Do you want to front run that risk, or do you want to wait and buy when everyone else is buying? Because there's some perks to buying before everyone. It's a whole lot cheaper. But when the money flows back in, if you want to wait and you call that safer, then you got to spend a little bit more. But maybe you're at least within the rest of the little herd of sheep buying things. So pick your poison. What are my thoughts on SPY? Seemed very capitulatory. Not even close. Especially with heavy bearish sentiment, I think we are getting a Santa rally this year. Listen, I'm going to hurt someone's feelings right here. My mentorship group has heard this. So just in this sideways action. We heard pain, capitulation, max fear. Gosh, what was some of the stupid crap we heard? Anyway, all of that was none of that. This is not capitulation. This is nothing. That's a red candle. That's not capitulatory. That is nothing of the sort. You will not need me to be on stream to tell you that's capitulation. That's what capitulation looks like. You want to see what it looks like? We limit down. We shut this. Here, this is what capitulation looks like. Now look at that. I had to shrink these up. Compare the red candle you just saw. There's capitulation. There's an uptick rule, so it has to be green for you. Even short it again. Capitulation. We are rocking this thing. They had to shut the market down. That is capitulation. Everybody sells everything. It is FTX, but in the stock market. That's capitulation. And I do think it's on the table right now. And just to give context to that, I was almost thinking we avoid capitulation in this bear market. We kind of just keep it a controlled sell-off. Just lower lows, lower highs. We just keep rocking this thing down. It's nothing we haven't seen before. But each time we have this leg down, sellers just get a little bit more confident. Buyers just think, here comes another one. Maybe this time I do sell it and get back in. You know, I've never timed the market before, but maybe I do, because tax loss harvesting. You know, there's that excuse people have to talk about on Twitter. There's some truth to it, but each one gets a little bit easier. So I do think the recipe's there that we could see it in this next downtrend. But as of right now, all that is just some sell-side activity. We haven't seen a real crash yet, but the question is, do we melt up first? By melt up, like tomorrow? It's really kind of hard to answer your question because what's the time frame you're on? You might be on the 1 minute chart. You might be on the weekly. Hopefully we do a melt up. I would call a few days up, a solid week up at least. One green day I wouldn't call a melt up. We got a green candle right now. Hopefully it does push up, so we can get that short entry. Dollar cost average is the play for now. That's what broke people do. Just kidding. Just want to make half you guys lose your mind. Careful dollar cost averaging. Or if you do, at least take this page out. You can't take the page out of my book. You do whatever you want. The way I dollar cost average is like I explained earlier in this stream, right? So I have investment positions. I sell calls against them. I take that premium and I buy shares. I don't just instantly buy. I collect a little cash pool. But I take my trading account and I take profits from that, put it into my investment account. That's just cash. But then I buy at these levels. So instead of just buying, dollar cost average is easy. Like you just buy every day, buy every week. It's the same buys. Eventually the fluctuations in your account really just kind of like mellow out as far as where your average is at. At first it'll kind of swing up and down. But you'll dial that in. It gets a lot harder to move it. But so I do it as in I'll buy and then I'll build up that cash and then I chunk it in at these levels. Kind of really keeps that average weighted to the downside. So you want to play that game, yeah. But if you're playing the dollar cost average game, then just look at the chart. More red candles than green. What's the rush? We're not gapping to all-time highs overnight. You can afford to let a green candle slide, right? Kick your feet up on the desk. I'm not a doctor. Maybe take a Xanax. You just chill. Bring that heart rate down a little bit. Things are headed south. Just buy more when we're closer to an actual bottom, not just trending down for the sake of it. What if retail never capitulates? Cross that bridge when we get there. What else are you gonna put your money now as someone trying to make it? Where else are you gonna put your money? Cash is a position. Real estate, I'm saving to buy. I think the deals come next year for real estate. Trading is there's still a lot of money to be traded right now. But it sounds like you're the only person that buys things. Why couldn't you be short? There's still plenty of money to be made. Money is made in movement, not up or down. It's just any kind of movement in general. So allocating to the right spot is a little bit trickier. But if retail never, I think we're going to find out if we capitulate or not. I think this next leg down probably going to be one of our last, if not the last. But capitulation, we're going to blow past these lows. Or we just kind of just trim it on down. I don't think we So there's a possible. I guess there's every scenario, higher low, double bottom, or lower lows. I think double bottom is the least of anyone's worries. The least of the three that are going to pan out. We either turn the ship around somewhere like right at this level. Someone's going to call it an inverse head and shoulders. Or we blast this thing down. Low volatilities during the holidays could contribute to some volatility. Yeah. What's up, Lori? Merry Christmas next Sunday. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to everyone else. Donna's holding Bitcoin while it's down and going down even further. The same as holding bags. Your thoughts? Is holding Bitcoin while it's down and going down even further the same as holding bags? Your thoughts? Depends on what your plan was. Bag holding is when you say, I'm going to get in here, I'm going to stop out here. But then it hits that stop and it keeps going. Now you're just bag holding. But there's, I'm going to buy this, check it in 10 years, and rock it through the ups and downs. That was all part of your plan to begin with. So I wouldn't say I'm bag holding Bitcoin, but I do buy Bitcoin. I'm going to buy a little bit more when it gets to the $10,000 mark. Yeah, when Bitcoin's at the peak, I only sold 2 coins. I'm holding the rest. So bag holding, I would put it as you're just being emotional, can't accept a loss, you're trying to get yourself to sleep at night. But if you watched my Bitcoin videos last year, I even talked about Bitcoin crashing this year. Now, looking back, I kind of wish I do wish I would have sold a couple more. Yeah, if you ever hear me making fun of someone for bag holding, it's because they were stupid. That's a very stupid thing to do. It affects the way you're thinking. Just that headspace, it will take up. It's just negative. It's bad. It'll cause bad decisions. So like what I will catch red candles all the time. I will catch that knife. If you're not a catching the knife person, but you go out and you try to be that, you're like, hey, I think Don does well. So your confidence is in me, not necessarily the chart. But you go ahead and catch this bright red candle, this knife. Now I'll catch that candle and I'll stop out. No must of us. Crap happens. If that's not you and you do that, you're going to tell yourself you knew it, you shouldn't have done that, you knew it was going to keep going, you should have waited for it to be safe, and then it affects the next 3 trades you make. It ruins your day. So the psychology behind that is more of just stay in your lane. Otherwise, it wrecks one bad decision just makes so much more. Make that plan and stick to it. I'm in cash right now, but watching closely as SPY holds 380. I'd be worried as a bear. Man, I don't know. I think we got another solid leg down. I don't know if I'd be that worried as a bear. I think the party's about done. I think going into next year, Q1, where it's about time to wrap up, most of the bear party's gonna be done. When the crowd is saying get in, it's time to get out or very close to getting out. Yeah, if you're hearing about a stock on Facebook from someone who's never traded in their life, probably time to that's every reason why you shouldn't check that particular ticker out. Sometimes trading the 1 minute is great, but do you think the long run, that is gambling and swing trading, is the best strategy? Oh man, back to the beginning YouTube days. I'll answer this one real quick. So 1 minute's a lot of noise. So everything I see on the 4-hour chart, I see every one of you guys on the 1 minute. I see everyone trading the 5 minute. I see everyone trading the 15. What these are is everyone's opinion of what everything's worth. Okay, so the 1 minute, you get to see all the little scalpers. It's kind of hard to get the big picture of where things are going. If you're watching the thing bounce up and down, and then you watch some big candle come in, and you guys get super excited. This happens in my channel all the time. Like, this thing's tanking. You're like, what are you talking about? It's moved 3 cents. Settle down. Man, there's a lot of noise when it comes to that. Some people love it. I personally don't care for it. I think gambling is more pharmaceuticals, low cap, crap stocks, penny stocks. It's priced that way for a reason. There's a reason Amazon was $3,500 for it split. So I would attribute all the gambling into that, or like out of the money options, the stuff that'll get you 3,000% wins. You'll be wrong 3,000 times though before it happens. But Ricky Gutierrez, he actually took one of my sayings. He actually put it on a shirt. And I even bought the shirt because I liked it. Something he used to say quite a bit. Trade less and profit more. It was easy to stand out in the LPP group because those guys were on the 1 minute. And they would hear the craziest stuff. Like, Don, are you still in this? I'm like, yeah. Balls of steel. And then the trade would be green. I'm like, you guys were worried about 3 cents to the downside? Get out of here. To each their own. I know there's people that love, and maybe they are profitable on the 1 minute. But personally, I would rather swing trade and make more. One, your trade needs to match the time frame. Okay, are you looking to make money in the next 60 seconds? You probably should be on the 1 minute time frame. You have to make a decision every 60 seconds because every 60 seconds on the 1 minute time frame, there's a new candle, new information for you to absorb. I get to make my decisions every 4 hours. Now, yeah, there might be a giant wick, like here was a bright red candle, then bright green. So things can still get weird inside, but it's a much slower pace. I have when I talk about who's your buyers, who's your sellers, I get to see all the buyers from every time frame underneath mine. I get to see all those buyers. That's all their opinions built into one. So I get to take in a little bit more information just on one. So it's laid back. I have more time to react. There's not a whole lot of knee-jerk reactions for me because of that. Smaller time frames open you up to over trading pretty easily. Yeah, like I said, there's just a lot of noise. Every reversal, every buy order shows up on the 1 minute time frame, but can you pick it out? Because Goldman Sachs, they're not going to come in here and click market open or market order. They're not just going to drop $1 billion on the S&P. You'd watch that thing gap to the moon. But they have algos that enter them into positions. And their first share, it filled at some point. It showed up on the 1 minute time frame. If you want to get technical, it showed up on the 15-second time frame. Your ability to see that is non-existent. Now, if you can fool yourself into thinking you can see those orders, by all means. Fairy tale land is fun. I know a lot of people live in there. I haven't found one person that does. That makes money, at least. Makes me a lot of money when people do that. Good to see someone live crypto markets. Only dedicated MFers left. Live crypto market. Oh, is that like a bot or like was I just talking about Bitcoin when you're on that? 1 second, 5 second, 15, 30. Get some. I'm old and slow, so can't trade low time frames. It's not worth the headache. I've seen them all. I've tried every strategy. Here in a month, I'll be able to say I've been doing this for 10 years. I've tried it all. I've tried indicators. I've tried everything. The 1 minute, the daily, the weekly. The one thing I haven't done was the 15-second time frame. Anything sub a minute. I peeked at it one time, so my experience is probably about 15 seconds on that. And I laughed, and I just turned it off. Oh, saw your Coinbase description? Okay. Yeah, I'm still in all of it. Or not in all of it. I still trade everything. I feel like it could be overly addictive when there's volatility trading the 1 minute time frame. If you're an emotional person, you probably love the 1 minute time frame because you can probably find an excuse as to why you think you know something and attribute that to something, and you make a trade off of that, which is what someone was talking about earlier, talking about how you're over trading when you get to that time frame. And it probably is it. The problem I've seen a lot of people do, again, just hearing their experiences, they'll be watching the 1 minute time frame. They're like, where did this candle come in from? And they see like a bunch of little tiny ones, and then like a candle this big shows up. Now on the hourly, anything else, that is nuts. It's not on anyone's radar. It's not on any map. And they are just devastated by this candle. And it's because they trained themselves to just look at these little tiny candles. So when they see something that big, it's like a nervous system response, like a knee-jerk reaction. Holy crap, something changed. It's something I actually talk about a lot, and why I trade the same stuff over and over again, because you can see those changes. Characteristically, something did just change in that ticker. So I know if it's news. Like I know something different just happened, and I can go investigate that. But just on the 1 minute time frame, it happens a lot. I live my life a quarter minute at a time. I like to use the low time frames to confirm longer time frame decisions. Isn't that kind of backwards? I don't know. I'm usually I pick my time frame and then I'm up and down. You know, like here's my time frame, so I guess maybe I'm down and down because I like to look at the 4 hour. My trend that I'm monitoring is the hourly in between there. If I want to ninja snipe something, then I'm down like the 15 minute. But I've definitely looked at the other two and I'm watching those. So management mode, hourly, where I'm zoning it out, 4 hour. And if I really want to get picky with entry, I'm down on the 15 minute. Anyway, we covered a lot tonight's stream. I know this. If you're just now joining, we talked about. I know the thumbnail says something about Elon. Yeah, Elon's tweets. We covered that in the beginning, but then we went over actually quite a bit of stuff, the good and bad about these streams, because I have no idea what I'm going to talk about because I like to answer you guys' questions. So I get there a little ADD at times. But man, we covered a lot: risk management, everything tonight. So anyway, hit the subscribe button if you are curious about the chat, and if you guys want, that's in there. It's not a sales pitch. I suck at it. That is the Patreon link where I'm about to go live right now for them. Anyway, I gotta roll. Gotta get out of here. Just imagine I'm a cool YouTuber, and I told you subscribe. Imagine the best pitch you've ever heard on YouTube, and imagine me just saying that. Click the thumbs up, the subscribe. Next video's coming out. Yeah, you got a good imagination. I trust you. Mentorship, don't go anywhere. Everyone else, I will see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.